What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, family? And what's up, for friends? It's your boy, Lowell, and I'm back again. I got to hit y'all with another video. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all back to another episode of Papa Lowell's Place. Now, y'all know that Papa Lowell's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, let's talk about it. If it's something that concerns you, let's talk about it. Family, if it's in the news, I say, let's talk about it. All right? All right, as I've already done, I'd like to welcome you guys and thank you guys for watching, clicking on this video. I know that there's many things that you could be doing today, but you decided to hang out with me, Papa Lowell. All right? And also my co-host, Mr. Jason. And before I get started into that, I'm gonna go ahead and Mr. Jason gonna say a few words and then we'll go ahead and get started with the video. Mr. Jason, how you feeling today?
Thank you once again. Thank you for having me back, low over there. Once again, as y'all know me, mild-mannered, cool, going down life's road, trying to maintain and hold it in that road. That's it.
Trying to hold it in the... You know what I'm saying? I know how you feel, Mr. Jason. I'm trying to hold it in the road myself. Hey, in this video that we're gonna watch, it's unlike the other videos that we watch where we've seen some news reports or we've seen this, we've seen that. This is an animated video, but it has very deep meaning to it. You know, very deep meaning. You know, I'm not even gonna talk about the video. I don't even want Brother Jason to talk about the video. I just want you guys to watch the video and then come to your own conclusion in what the video is actually saying to you. All right? So I'm gonna sit back, relax, watch the video. Hopefully you'll do the same, and we'll meet back on the other side once the video ends. All right? So roll the clip. All right, Brother Jason, listen. I appreciate you bringing that video to my attention. Now, let me be the first to say that the simplicity of that video does the depth of it no justice at all. And I mean, that video is very, very deep. And I can tell you, for me, it's very personal. Because that's my character. My character is one who wants to help, wants to get in that foxhole with you and take a lot of the pain, a lot of the hurt away from people that I come into contact with. And sometimes I have to have my wife slow me down, or I have to have my kids, or my mom actually just slow me down and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, you're taking on a bit too much. But that video right there, and I'm gonna give brother Jason the floor, but I'm also gonna come back to give some more commentary on that, because again, that video spoke volumes. That video said things that I could never say, even though it was a silent video. Brother Jason, what did you think?
Well, first of all, once again, thank you for having me back, Lowell. You know, subjects like this are, kind of neat. Well, no, they are near and dear to my heart. And Lowell, you said that you were the type of person who wants to get in that foxhole and help people and stuff and things of that nature. Your kids, your wife, your mom says, "Oh, slow down, you're taking on too much," and stuff like that, which is commendable for them. But honestly, and speaking personally, I'm also that type of person. I'm, one of those persons. If you need help, and if I can help you, drop the addy, drop your telephone number, drop your location. I'm coming. I'm on the way. You need something to eat. I got you. If I can help you. I'm in a bit of trouble. I'm stuck. I'm broke down, or whatever the case may be, or I'm actually going through something, or I'm, dealing with something. Okay, calm down. Where you at? Let's sit down. Let's talk. This, that, whatever. I'm the type of person that rather see a smile on everybody else's face other than my own. If at the end of the day, I need to help 5-10 people, and those 5 to 10 people that I actually help are good, they're golden, they're happy again, I have actually done my job. That's the way I actually feel. And after helping those 5 to 10 people a day, if I'm down and out and drained and full up with all this, I don't want to say bad or negative energy, but
Junk.
and I'm weighted down because of that. Though it may take me down, in some small way, I'm still happy about it. I can't really explain it, but here's the thing. Most people who actually do this, or whatever this video is trying to say it, most people are those who, what they call empathic. They're more of an empathy person than they are a sympathy person. And thing is, even though that being an empath is actually good for others, when you look at it through the empathic lens, for the persons who are receiving this junk, even though it is a positive thing to do, it's also a negative. It has a negative effect on the actual empather. If that makes any sense. Now, I can be here all day and try to break it down. For you. But before we break it down, there's more on top of this these particular side effects or this particular thing that need to be discussed before we actually get into a full breakdown of it. And again, that's another 2, 3, 4, however many podcasts, on a different day. But I will say this, that people who are actually empaths, who actually do this for other people, even though we take that junk away, well, not take it away, but relieve it or leave it for us for a period of time, for the people who are going through these things, excuse me, we use that junk to better ourselves. And hear me when I say this. Even though it's on the negative side, we use that us as empaths, we use that negative. I'll just go ahead and say it. We use that negative energy to actually better ourselves. We make sure that we remember what those people are actually going through, so we don't make that same mistake. Okay? Now, that's part of it. The second part is that even though we use that negative energy so we don't make that same mistake in our lives. We don't know how to let that negative energy go. And then that negative energy, even though we're using it, it's still weighing us down. It's like, we are constantly moving along life, but with every step that we take, we're adding more and more pound, more weight to our back to pull, and it works, and it makes us work even harder, makes us work harder, faster, to be better, to pretty much, I hate to say it, almost to the point of blocking out everything that you got going on in order for you to survive. Which again, that's what we like to call survival mode. But again, that's another podcast for another day. But even still, with that being said, if you are an empath or an empathic person, you've got to make sure that you have a way to actually release that. Because if you don't, it takes its toll on you. And you say, yeah, you can say that, this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. But I tell you right now, when I say, doing stuff of that nature, even though it is right in some places and it takes its toll on you, I am living proof it takes its toll on you. Again, a different podcast for a different day. Won't get into that, but it is imperative that if you are going to help people, if you are going to be an empathic person to somebody else and take on their negative energy, to have some type of either full release or some type of release to relieve yourself as an empathic person of that bad junk.
All right. Hey, listen. I'm just going to put it in layman's terms. Back in the day, we talked about the good guy finishes last. And I'm going to say this. A lot of times this is exactly why the good guy and the good woman finish last. Is because they are busy absorbing the mess of other people. And as they turn around to there's no outlet for them. And they continue to absorb, and they continue to absorb, and they continue to absorb. I don't think that people give concern to those individuals that absorb all of the information, the junk or the mess. I don't think people consider them and what they actually are going through and what they actually have to, what they have to actually go through at night, when all of that weight is on them. Once the weight has been relieved from another person, whether it's, like in this video, relationship, there's another person that was thinking about unaliving himself, whatever the case may be. Once that passes, once that person helps you through it, have you ever given a thought to what happens to the person that I gave that I put that burden on? And see, a lot of us don't look at it as a burden. A lot of us don't look at it as, extra weight for that person to carry. But I can tell you without any hesitation that it is. And again, now our world is made up of many different types of people. We need people who are, as Jason said, who are empathetic and who have compassion and who are willing to lend an ear. Where do we think we get our psychologists from? Where do we think we get our psychiatrists from, our counselors from, even to a certain degree our pastors from, who are willing to sit there and absorb and soak up all of the information, all of the troubles, the trials that we go through. They soak it up and then they compartmentalize it, and they're able to I don't know. I don't know how they're able to do it, but they're able to release it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But again, this is something that I can remember, Brother Jason. I can remember talking to my mom as I was growing up, and my mom, she kind of saw where I was headed, and she kind of saw that I'm the type of person I'm just going to help until I can't help anymore. And I remember my mom saying to me, she said, "Son, people are going to take advantage of you." And I said, "Well, Mom, why do you say that?" She said, "Because of your heart, the heart that you have." And I'm not saying, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I used to pray and ask God to take that away from me. I really did. I used to pray and ask God to take that away from me because I did see people taking advantage of that.
Well, and also, I mean, this is gonna sound really, really, really crazy, or I think maybe the right word would be redundant. There are some people out there who have actually been told, because of your big heart and what you're actually doing, that, like your mom said, people are going to take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at it and be like, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll continue to say, well, yeah, they may have taken advantage of me, but I'm going to say to myself, are they better for it? And if an empath answers that question, are they better? Is that person who they help better off now than what they were? And they answer yes. That empath or the empathic person is going to say, I'm satisfied. I've done my job.
Mm-hmm. And Brother Jason, that's the way I look at it. I look at it as, we used to wear these bracelets a few years ago. I don't know what happened to them. It used to be, what would Jesus do, right? Mm-hmm. We wore they were on their shirts, and people had them on their license plates and on their. But I don't think people actually understood what that saying actually meant. I don't think people said, well, it was good to have. It's just like the cross that we wear on our neck. It's nice. It's gold or whatever have you. It's a nice thing to wear. But do you really understand what Jesus went through on that cross? Do you understand that the cross means death? Do you understand that that cross means scorn, that it means shame? Do you really understand that? That bracelet that you wore that says, what would Jesus do? Are you saying that, when I see that, I'm thinking to myself that people are saying that I'm going to do what Jesus would do, or I'm going to consider what Jesus would do. Because if we really took those steps to do what Jesus would do, we'd be living in a utopia. We'd be living in a society that I would just actually love to be in. Everyone would be full of compassion. Everyone would be, meeting the needs of their fellow man or whatever have you, without any hesitation. When I think about why I do what I do, or and sometimes at work I get lunch for all my coworkers every day. Every day, that whatever they want, I go out. If I'm going out,
you do that for real?
Yes.
Okay, I need to come get a job with you. No, I'm kidding. That's for a little bit of content.
Yes,
I'm kidding.
I get lunch for them every day, whatever it is. And I can remember someone asking me, well, why do you do that? Lady I went to. Now I don't eat fish at all. I don't know fish. So, but they wanted Captain D's. And so I went down to Captain D's to pick up their orders or whatever happened. And I got there, and the lady was like, well, what did you get? It was an older lady. And she was like, now I'm 60, so you can just imagine how, what she was. And she asked me about what I was getting or whatever have you. And I explained to her that I don't eat fish. And she said, well, why are you down here then? Why are you And I said, because I'm picking it up from my coworkers. And she told me, she said, something? They may never tell you, but you are a blessing to them. Mm-hmm. And she told me, she said, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And so I don't do this. I don't do it for the accolades. I don't do it for the attaboys. I don't do it for any of them reasons. I do it because God says for us to serve. That we're that's what we're here. We're
Exactly.
to serve one another. So I'm figuring that I'm gonna meet a need. So Brother Jason, I'm gonna give you the final word on this, and so that we can close out. But tell me what you think.
Ladies and gentlemen, people who are watching, whether you are an empathetic person, a sympathetic person, we all need empathy and we all need sympathy. But make sure when you do empathy and when you do sympathy, make sure they're together. Make sure they're together. Make sure that when you come to somebody with an issue and they're willing to help, do it in return. Are they expecting it? Possibly not. But just say, hey, look, you help me. Now I'm going to help you. Again, let's all be better and do better. Lo?
All right. In life, there are givers and there are takers. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line up front. You can slice it any way you want to. There are givers. There are people that give, and then there are the takers, and that's all they're gonna do. That's all they're gonna do. They're gonna take. You offer it, they're gonna take it. Even sometimes when you don't offer it, Judge Mathis had this thing called dry begging. Sometimes takers, that's exactly what they do. Man, I sure do.
Wait a minute. Before you close out, you said dry takers or dry begging?
Yeah, I'm talking about dry begging.
Okay, now do us all a favor. Give us an example of that.
Okay, dry begging. Here's the example of dry begging. I'll just use my home for an example. Now, let's just say I want the new Mercedes or whatever have you, and I already know, I've already, pitched it kind of to my wife or whatever have you, but I really want that thing. Now, dry begging is this, man, my car, right now, the gas mileage in my car is not really what it should be, but that Mercedes, man, I've heard that the gas mileage is a lot better in that.
Oh, so in other words, dry begging, you're talking about, I think most people would call it subliminal messaging.
Subliminal messaging, dry begging, baby. I'm hungry, but I'm just kind of tired right now, and I just don't want to really get up and go. And well, Lola, I'll go for you. You want me to? No, baby. I want you to just relax and rest. Knowing all along, I really want her to go because I don't feel like going. So you know what I'm saying? Well, Lola, I'll go there, and then it's just a big back and forth thing, usually ending in the taker getting their needs met, while the person that's usually the giver is the one that is going to go out and perform whatever task that is to be performed.
Subliminal messaging.
Yeah. But again, there are givers and there are takers. Which one are you? I'm just asking, which one are you? I think that I'll leave that right there. I'll leave that right there. All right. But tell me what you guys think, in regards to this video, as life requires you at times to be a sponge, to hear what people are saying, to absorb sometimes, the things that they're going through. And how do you release those things? Sometimes we bring stuff home with us, and our wife or our husband or our children or whatever. In this case, like the dog received a lot of the mess, the junk. But how do you release? And can you relate to this video where you've actually had to absorb a lot of junk, a lot of mess from other people? Or were you the person who was issuing the junk in the mess? Either way, let us know in the comments below. All right. If you like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you as a part of the Papa Lowe's Place family. All right. We'd like to thank Brother Jason for coming on with us and giving us some insight, sharing, I think when two people are here, you can get different, a different aspect, a different, flavor of what's going on. So I really do appreciate Brother Jason, and I look forward to having him on our set many more times. All right? So, you guys, y'all know that I'm Lowell Yarbrough over here at Papa Lowell's place, wanting to tell you as I always do. You guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right? I love you guys. Bye.